I'm Real Genetic Demon, and this is What's on the Tape, Season 20, Volume 7. We're getting through it now. Only 3 more episodes after this one until I take a little break while I kind of recharge the videos that I do otherwise, you know, extras for you, the ones you get, the sort of one-offs. Anyway, we've got a tape this week. Now, I've decided not to go with another one of those white sort of tapes. Hang on, I'll show you one. Like those ones, because I genuinely think this is that Mastertronic compilation that's missing in action, but not quite missing in action. But this isn't actually the original. This is obviously a copy of that missing in action. It's very weird, anyway. But I've got 7 of those blooming tapes. I think there was 10 in the collection, so there's about 7 of them anyway. But so I decided to go with the Dixon's tape. You can't go wrong with a Dixon's tape. Look at that. That's pure Dixon's, except for the fact that it should be in red, shouldn't it? I always felt it should be in red. You don't think it should be in red? But this, made in Switzerland as well. Switzerland. It's a Swiss tape, so this will be perfect. It'll be like a cuckoo clock. It'll work forever. So anyway, this tape's C90. It's not. It's actually a DX90, which is exactly the same as a C90. So it's 45 minutes per side. So there's got plenty of action for us to look at. No idea what's on it. I just know for a fact it's a chocker block with Spectrum games. So without further ado, let's get this even, into a tape drive. Okay, the tape is in my... Oh no, the tape's not in the drive. I took it out to clean it. What an idiot. Anyway, tape's now in the drive. Tape is in the drive. Let's go down to our favourite, basic, and load dit. Load speech max. Do you know something? I was watching one of my I've mentioned it before, and sort of the things that I actually do watch. I kind of watch Beards Meets Food. I do watch everybody else's channel. I just don't have time to comment on everything necessarily all the time. But anyway, but I was watching it recently, and he's got to that point where he can afford to bring in a production crew, you know, and sort of have them edit his videos and whatever else. And every time they do one of those, it's just not the same as when he does them. You'd have thought he would have said to them, you know, I want this to feel exactly the same way. And this is typical What's on Tape, by the way. We went from last week's where it was always loading to one where we're going to struggle to get anything to load. Man, we'll give it a try in the other tape deck and see if that one can do it. But yeah, so they changed the sort of format of it all, which is fine, but it's not fine because you don't like it. If you don't like it, you're not going to watch it, are you? I mean, it's going to be one of those things where you're not quite going to be as engaged as you were with the whole thing. Oh, nodes. Oh, nodes, a yes odd. I get that. Or it can be nodes of... is there another one? Another nodes. It's an Odeon game, isn't it? These chaps were based in Liverpool, if I remember rightly. In fact, not too long ago, I visited... They were in the docks, if I remember rightly. And not too long ago, maybe last year sometime, I visited very close to where they actually were based. Not that it means very much, but where they were based, I was kind of there in Liverpool. I don't know much about Liverpool, to be honest with you. I don't know much about Liverpool. Don't know much about Manchester. I'll be honest. There's 2 cities I've never spent an awful lot of time in. I haven't. To be fair, I've spent some time in the Midlands. I've spent some time in Scotland in sort of the what's called the Central Belt, which is Glasgow and Edinburgh. But genuinely, I haven't spent much time in what is the classed as northern cities. To me, they're 2.5 hours south. So I don't know what tells you about the north and south and all this kind of stuff. I would say they're on the cusp of the Midlands rather than the north. You're kind of just on the border in my eyes when you live in those areas. But, hey, it is what it is. I did actually once go travel down to a place just outside Liverpool and promptly offended both the Liverpudlian and the chap that came from Manchester. I can't remember what you call somebody. Mancunian? Something like that. Anyway, somebody came because I said it's a long way south, and they were mightily offended because obviously they live in the north, and my point of view, it was south. Anything that takes me 2.5 hours to drive to is definitely south, especially if I'm going south the whole way. You know, I'm the kind of person who has a nosebleed when I get to the other end of Cumbria. So southern Cumbria, it's a nosebleed. It's too south for me. So yeah, don't mind going north. I just don't mind going south. But of course we're southern to the Scottish, so let's not go there, because I've got southern Scotland above me, but I'm in northern England. Yeah, it doesn't make much sense anyway. So, yeah, Yades of Lost... Oh, I don't even know what I'm talking about here. Nodes of Yes. This has appeared before. You have to get a space mole. It's very weird. First you have to kind of grab yourself a mole to be able to do stuff within the game. I never really quite got it. I've got the covers. They were very stylized. Odin were very Odin. Odin, where you get your films from. Odin is obviously the father of Thor, isn't he? Anyway, Odin, or the Odin Almighty, or whatever it was. He was like the kind of king of the gods, wasn't he? In Norse mythology. I'm struggling today. I'm a bit tired. It's been a long week for me. I'll explain in a minute. But I hope you've all got a beverage. I've got a cup of coffee. I've kind of got pepped it up a little bit with an extra half a teaspoon of my favourite brand, Dow Eggbutts. Not sponsored by Dow Eggbutts, but should be sponsored by Dow Eggbutts. However, people, when I say I drink Dow Eggbutts, say I'm an old man. I'll take it. I accept it. I like the coffee. If they send me a sponsorship, we're all good. Imagine one day. Did you ever see the new Warburton's advert? Good thinking about that. Let's just drink coffee first. That's good. That's very good. Right. No, have you seen the new advert for Warburton's with Samuel L. Jackson? It says the Odeon Computer Graphics team. I'm not doing justice to the music, I'm afraid. No. Do you see the new advert with Samuel L. Jackson in it? Where he pretends to be the owner of Warburton's. It's actually quite funny. I quite like it. But I mean, because Warburton's have got a bit of history doing that. They had Peter Kay at one point, didn't they, doing Warburton's adverts? So they got a bit of history for that. But can you imagine that though? Your Warburton's and your PR company comes to you and says, "We've got an idea. We'd like Samuel L. Jackson to play the managing director of Warburton's, answering why somebody should change their bread from one to the other." And you'd be like, Warburton's would be like, "You think you'll do it?" And they're like, "Yeah, why not?" So it's actually a nice advert. I quite like it. Anyway, one for keyboard. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Right, so this is our little man. What's our control keys? There's the mole. There's a mole and he lives in a hole. I've got him now. So if I press, what do I press to launch my mole? There's a mole launching button. I can't launch him here. So we walk along. We've grabbed the mole. You've got to grab the mole, otherwise you can't do anything. And there's Earth in the distance. Let's drop down this hole. Now, I think there's a button to launch your mole. That's left and right. What? Enter. Enter's pause. Graphics are beautiful. Come on, mole launching button. What is it? There's the mole, and he launched the mole, and the mole, what can the mole do? Oh, he can knock out bad guys. But I'm not sure what you're doing with what is the mole for? Anybody explain the mole to me, because I have no idea. I never understood the mole idea in it. Oh god, I've fallen a long way and died. Emptied my spacesuit. I emptied into my spacesuit, I suspect. Where's the mole button gone? Where's the mole? That's not the mole. Where's the mole button? I had a moment ago. Okay. I picked something up. I've got meant to pick these things up. I like the graphics though. If I'd had this back in the day, I'd have probably made an effort to learn map the rooms. Oh, we used to love mapping stuff. I mean, this is what really is missing with this generation of computer people. You know, not computer kids and stuff like that. Is they don't have to map rooms. I mean, when you have to map a room, that really kind of put games into context, doesn't it? I mean, he does a bit of a role like Dizzy, doesn't he? Oh, I've been mauled by a space fish. It was very fishy. But if you'd had to map these nowadays, I think you'd put it into context. I think games that give you less and more. Isn't there a game called Escape from Tarkov, where you basically you don't have maps and you don't get told who the enemy is and all this kind of stuff. So you have to kind of negotiate who's bad and who's good. That sounds like a great idea. Realistically, that sounds like somebody forcing. Oh, that was good. Am I getting to this? I want to get this way. Yeah, it sounds really cool, doesn't it? Oh, I think it does anyway. It brings me back to the days when we used to do that with spectrums and stuff like that. Oh, we're back on the surface. I'm not sure what we're looking for. Time's counting upwards, so we got a limited time. I guess we're saving the Earth from the space voles. Let's see. I'm gonna have to drop. Oh, I'm dead. Long drops are not a good thing. The creatures don't seem to hurt you; they just make you bounce, a bit like Underworld did, which was nice touch in Underworld back in the day. He really gets a good spin on there, doesn't he? Some good rotations going on. There you go. I now got a green one of those things. Alchemist. Maybe we're an alchemist. I don't know. Let's go this way. Let's roll this away over the top of here. Oh no, I'm dead. 6%. No, not what I've played before. But how about you? Have you played that one before? Have you played loads of Yesod? It's just like loads of it. It just takes loads and loads and loads. That's pretty good, though. That's pretty good. Let's see what else we've got on this tape. It's a big tape, so we're going to carry on. We're going to move We're going to move at pace. We're going to be moving at pace. Are you moving at pace? I'm moving at pace. Running all the way. So I've had a busy week, actually. I'm feeling it this week. Got sore legs. There's a story behind that, so I'm going to go with the story. I've sort of bridged a little bit of in my Euro Truck Simulator video, but you don't have to watch that because I'm going to give you the whole story in what's on the tape, because important people and all that. Bounty Bob, I played that the other day, didn't I? Anyway, and somebody told me what I'm meant to do with it. I'm meant to walk across the floor until it's all highlighted in colour, and then you'll go on to the next level. So it looks kind of cool. Anyway, forget the Bounty Bob bit. So I went to a conference for work this week. I was staying away a couple of days away in Birmingham, the NEC. So the first journey down was a nice 8 hours, including a couple of breaks. It was a long drive. I was having to take the small car that I still have on loan from my garage, because my car is still in there. So good 8 hours down. It's fine, stayed over, usual thing, Premier Inn and all that kind of stuff. The real high luxury stuff, nothing expensive. Keep the prices down and all that, because it was a long way to go for a conference. It was an all-day conference, really interesting, and sort of chance to. That's not going to load. If it does, I'll be surprised. We'll give it a try in a second, though. We'll see what happens. But anyway, so really nice, sort of, come down, do a bit of hobnobbing, and talking to various people. But they had some guest speakers. It's the guest speakers I wanted to talk about. Clearly, first off, by the way, guest speakers are always brought along sort of corporate events. They pay them, obviously, to be there. They give them a big lump sum to do like an hour set. And if they stay around, they stay around. If they don't, they don't. They kind of disappear. So. They'd invited two. One was, in fact, there's three of note, but we'll go kind of through them. The first one was a lady who she's got a slot on the BBC. I can't remember when she's got the slot on the BBC. Her name was Priya. And Priya was basically a barrister, stroke successful entrepreneur, stroke. 6 further degrees in technology and 1 in neuroscience, and was talking about AI. And the interesting thing about it, I've been talking in my sort of previously in weeks about AI and how AI is, artificial intelligence is probably not the threat among mankind that everybody's making out to be, nor is it necessarily a threat to people's works or works that they're doing. There are obviously some things that are going to overlap and make it easier. But that was the similar sort of feel I got from this. In fact, what was really obvious from a person who'd been doing artificial intelligence for over a decade of actually being in artificial intelligence, was that these are tools the AI is a tool to make your life better, not a tool to make your life harder or to be even compete. It's a complementary thing, and the other thing is, human interaction wins on all sides. AI can never win against human interaction. This is somebody who's been doing it for the last decade, sort of saying this. So AI is there to complement. In this case, it's to do with education and learning and helping people learn better. So they're wanting to teach human beings to learn better by learning how they learn with artificial intelligence. It's pretty smart, if you ask me. Pretty smart. I knew that was going to happen. We kind of knew that one was not going to work, didn't we? Let's see if we can find Bounty Bob on the on the old PlayZX. So I apologise. I can't remember her last name, so I would have told you what it was. But this lady was very, 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 very intelligent. I mean, 42. She had coming up to 7 degrees to her name, and was driven, extremely driven. I mean, in a way that you cannot. I mean, I'm not that driven, and the you know, it was just an impressive sort of show of intelligence. I mean, she I mean, not, you know how I feel about Mr. Musk, but she's actually sat on panels with Mr. Musk in the past as well. So a very, very, very bright, intelligent person, but of course then disappeared literally at the end. So you couldn't ask the questions you wanted to ask. Like I wanted to. She asked at one point, well, how you describe AI, and I said it's literally a lazy teenager sitting on the sofa watching daytime television. You wake it up occasionally, you give it a poke with a stick, it knows all the answers, but it does the least amount of effort to get to that solution. You know, it really does. I mean, it's word salad. You can see it. If you know, you can see it. I mean, my favourite statement recently is, if AI wrote it, why should I bother reading it? It's a good statement. If AI wrote it, why should I bother reading it? You couldn't be bothered to write it. Why should I be bothered to read it? So there is this whole element of things that are coming up with the sort of future of technology, but it can be complementary, and that, I think, that is the main element to be taken away from it. It can be complementary. It doesn't replace humans, unfortunately. Fortunately for us. So there's no Terminators. Arnold Schwarzenegger is never going to come round as the T800 and try and shoot John Connor. It's just not going to happen. So this may or may not load. We'll give it a try and see what happens. We may move on quickly to this because it's a lot of tape for somebody who's absolutely exhausted, because I haven't finished all the other things. There's a futurist called Ant something or other. I think he worked for a university locally. And he showed a video footage of Arthur C. Clarke in the 60s discussing satellite and telecommunications. So he was talking about things that we all take for granted now. I knew this wasn't going to... Oh, maybe? God knows what it's doing. If the screen doesn't appear, then it's not loading. Doesn't emulate tapes perfectly, and PlayZX is pretty close. No, there's no screen appearing. That. No, it's not loading. That is definitely not loading. That's not loading. Let's see what else is on this tape. Let's carry on. We've seen Bounty Bog. Bounty Bog. Oh God. Ah. That'll teach me to unplug it while it was still loading. Sorry, peoples. If you got deafened there, I apologise. Stop. On the phone. That's what happens when you unplug it midway through. Right, okay. Yeah, I showed a video of Arthur C. Clarke discussing communications using satellites and other things, and Arthur C. Clarke was pretty much spot on for what we're getting nowadays, pretty much. And this chap then went on to discuss what he thought his future things were going to be, and I could have written them on a piece of paper beforehand. Yes, AI is going to be involved in some of it, but it's going to be a bit like Microsoft's calling it Copilot. It's not going to take over. It's going to be something that works with it. I was kind of sad for a futurist. I was hoping that we would get something else, but as he explained, you know, the technology has really kind of exploded in the last so many years. And it just has gone boom. Oh, Rocky. Now, is this the Gremlin Graphics one? It could be. So there was Gremlin Graphics version of using the name Rocky, as in Rocky from the movie Rocky, and then they had to change the name to Rocco because they were basically going to get sued for using the title, especially in a boxing game. So this could be the pre-version. The pre-version goes for about $10. It's not very expensive. It's not a bad little thing. So it's not a bad little program as such. You know. So and not expensive. I think the Rocco one goes for slightly less. So you've got like a $10 for the Rocky one and like a $5 for the other one. You don't see it very often though. It's quite uncommon. Yeah, it's definitely the one. Dynamic, yes, they were going to get sued. This is the French firm. If this loads, I'll be amazed. It's not got the best of covers, to be honest with you, but nice big plastic clamshell. But it's not too bad. Anyway, the final speaker that was of interest, I mean, the rest was like corporate bits and pieces about the future of the technologies and all this kind of stuff. Nothing I hadn't heard before, funnily enough. It's all pretty. It's like, where are you going with it, or what you're doing, 5Gs and things like that in the world. But anyway, but the interesting thing was the third and final big guest speaker, the one they paid to be there, was Louis Theroux, of Louis Theroux's Weird Weekends, if you remember that. Certainly Louis Theroux, his name really popped back up again in regards to his interview of a certain Mr. Saville, which of course which they kind of described as the elephant in the room, that they had to discuss, considering there's been the Steve Coogan sort of, I guess, TV show with dramatisation of it called The Reckoning. I mean, the thing about it, the thing that I found interesting about it, Louis Theroux didn't really want to speak about it. Not because he didn't, not because of any other reason. I mean, he's what I'd call a curious man. What you saw on the TV seemed to be what came across in his interview when he was being interviewed about things. He learns a lot. He's a very bright, intelligent man. He writes books. He does his own TV series stuff. And exactly what you think about him is kind of what you're getting on those TV shows. Just curious about stuff. It doesn't make him strong or whatever else. He's just curious. He asks questions, and I think he's got a higher tolerance for things that most people would go, I'm not even going to listen about this. I mean, so he did bring that one up, but the funny thing was, there was a throwaway line in his original interview about how Jimmy Savile had avoided, I don't like children, and he said it's just easier, puts people off the scent. That line nearly got thrown out of the entire TV series, apparently. Because Louis at the time had, or like many people, been taken in by Jimmy's sort of, not charismatic, whatever else it is. He was still asking questions, and he'd heard rumours, but he hadn't made any conclusions about it. So they almost ditched that line that everybody now looks at and goes, "Oh, that was the line that told you everything, Louis." Louis' team at the time didn't think that line was worth putting in. It didn't forward the story as such. So it's quite interesting to hear that. But that's basically all he said about the subject, I'll be honest. The one thing he did bring up was sort of the terrible white supremacists and whatever else it is. But he said that was really strange, because he said he went up, he was then sort of shown around his compound and, all the guns and all these other bits and pieces. And then they went up to this tower to overlook this, snowy sort of mountainside. I'm just going to try and find this, by the way. I don't know if it'll be on here, but we'll give it a go. If it is, it is. A snowy mountainside to sort of have a little, just sort of chat about things. Oh yeah, we've got it. We have got it. Let's press the play button. It's a Rocco version though, this one. So hopefully this will work. Anyway, it's been a snowy mountain. They've got all the automatic weapons and all this kind of stuff. And the gentleman starts talking about, are you being served? Do you remember Are You Being Served? With Mrs. Slocum and what's his name? Mr. Humphreys, wasn't it? And he was discussing this with him, and he said, "It's so weird, isn't it? It's like the part he said the weirdest part about all of the interviews he ever had was when there was these moments of what most people would call normality, like what TV program you liked, like It Ain't Half Hot Mum was another one that came up. That kind of stuff was the normality of it all, a strange normality that came, and then of course everything else was horrendous and horrible. We are not having a good time, by the way, with loading stuff today. No, it's just a Rocco now rather than whatever else. It's exactly the same game. So, the weird normality that came with some of these things. There was some. So at the end of it all, though, there was a few. He has revisited a few of these people, and some of these terrible, horrible people who were, anti-human, I guess, is the answer to all of this. It said that some of them have changed since. They have become, lovely everyday citizens who without a nasty bone in their body. Some. Not all, but the one thing that struck me though as we went through it all is he was one of these people who was in and out. He arrived for the interview, had his hours worth of interview, and then he had to get a train and get away, and there was no stopping, staying, or signing any books, and it felt slightly scripted, whereas the other two weren't. This one felt, I mean, they don't hang around anyway, but it was a corporate event. They do that kind of stuff, you know. They get paid a lot of money to come along, give their speech, but it felt slightly scripted. It felt like he'd heard all these stories before, and he was just getting the same stories, and he was just churning out the same things. The funny thing is that one of the things he did make as a comment to the person interviewing him, who worked for the particular company. He said you should ditch your notes and just wing it, because it will be more interesting. And I think that's the mistake that the person made, was they didn't ditch the notes and they didn't wing it. And I think that if they had ditched the notes and gone for winging it, it might have been more interesting, to be honest with you. I mean, there was enough content there, and it was entertaining enough, and he was certainly an interesting person. I mean, I was literally sitting on front of the stage. I was on the front seats, to be honest with you, for the whole thing. Not for my fault, but somebody dragged me right to the front so that I could sit there. I'm not bothered about that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, there was just shame really. Yeah. Let's hope this loads anyway. Rocco, let's get back to Spectrum stuff. So interesting sort of conference week, but followed by the following day. Get home, you know, you've done the sort of not after party, but more sort of after drinks kind of thing. You know, get an early start, come home. Spent 6 hours doing 5 miles in Stafford on the M6. Pretty horrendous. It really was. I am really disappointed we're not getting anything load here. What else is there Rocco-wise? I wonder if there's another Rocky in here. There must be something. Let's see if I type Rocky in here and see what happens. Oh my god, they are there. Ooh, there's a big version of it. I wonder if it's the same one. Let's give it a go. We want this. We want this to load. We want Rocky to load. This is it looks like an expanded version. It says passworded. This could be bad news. Passworded ES. Ooh. But all the rest are teeny, so they're not going to load properly, because they're going to be all compressed sort of loading things. It's going to be horrendous. It really is. It's going to be horrendous. Anyway, so I spent 6 hours on the motorway between Stafford and sort of coming home on the M6. I should have listened to Google. It told me to get off the motorway the whole way, but no, I was stationary for most of it. But this is what gives you hope in the British people. You know, the people of Britain. People started getting out the cars and effectively trading items that they had. So people who had shopping were trading drinks and water, and people were bringing food. Well, actually, they weren't trading. They were literally just giving them away. You know, do you want something to eat? I've got a spare sandwich. This, that, and the other, and that's not loading either. That's brilliant. This is what we like. This is why we call it What's on the Tape. It was quite nice. We did all those lovely things that the human race should do with each other. You know, swapping around food, sharing what you had, what resources you had. You know, we shared drinks and water and stuff, and other people shared food, and basically we just all we're checking that we were all okay. I mean, that's nice. That is nice. It's lovely, isn't it? It's just oh bums. How long's that been running for? Oh god. The tape deck's been running the whole time, and I've didn't notice. I'll find out where we're at. And where we at? I've gone too far. I missed something. Yeah, it was quite nice though, that, but unfortunately it took me 11 hours to get home. 11 hours. It was a long time. What we got? Ah, right, okay. Oh, maybe this is the Eagle's Nest. Let's go with this one. A little bit further back. Come on, be the Eagle's Nest. I've not played it in years. It's a top-down one, isn't it? Where you have to break out of the whole thing, or break in and destroy a base of some sort. I can't remember exactly what it is. Yeah, Eagle's Nest. Eagle's Nest. It's quite expensive though on this one now. I think it's about £25. The Pandora team. Into the Eagle's Nest. It's obviously a plan for something. Sorry, I keep on hearing weird sounds between everything. What's going on? Oh, wow. Okay, didn't expect that. That's good news. Very similar to the cover, this. Very, very similar to the cover. I'm always amazed when these things blooming load, you know. I think somebody asked me once what you think the ratio of the tapes actually loading are. You know, what are the ratios of sort of... hang on, where's that loading, though? I can't see that. Is there something vibrating on the screen? I can't see anything moving on the screen. No, somebody said, what do you think the ratios are for them loading? You know, when I showed that massive box of tapes that I got recently, I mean, absolutely huge. 8.5 years worth of tapes of what's on the tape. And somebody said, what do you think the ratio of loading is? I said 50%. I don't think it is 50%, you know. I think it's better than that. I think there are very few times where we literally ditch the entire tape. Many times we have to use PlayZX, but at least that's close enough, I guess. And we get in, you know, at least you're getting a title from a game, and you can then make a guess about what or when or what it is. So this is, by the way, this is a game I think I know. I don't know how many times I've played it. You know what? They've really missed a trick. They should add like the light, the loading thing flashing in one of the windows of this castle. I assume it's the Eagle's Nest we're going into, and invading it. You know, and dropped there as a paratrooper to get in there, or a marine. But anyway, but yeah, what was the percentage that it was going to load? And I sort of said 50%. It might be higher than that, you know. I mean, we've had things load off this tape so far, and not had to go to something else very often. Obviously, Rocco was a bit of a failure, and so was Bounty Bob, but both of those are by US Gold, and both of those have what was called speed loaders on it, which is to stop people. Ah, my goodness, it's crashed. That's not good. Please don't crash completely. We could do that. We could do with at least one load here, please. I need one. Well, we had one already into the Eagle's Nest. Oh, there's that's crashed. There's a 48K version of it, and there's a 128K version of it. I didn't even know that. It had been re-released on Players, one by Pandora, so we've got the Pandora version here, which is also the 48K version. And then there's a 128K version, which makes no sense to me at all, because it's actually smaller load time than the 48K version. Maybe there's just like a title sequence on it or something similar. Let's see if we can load a version of this. Pandora. I don't even remember Pandora as a brand. Do you remember Pandora? That's one of those ones that's going to be like super, super rare, isn't it? It's all rare enough as a brand. Let's do... I mind you saying that. They're all Pandora. Into the Eagle's Nest. Into the Eagle's Nest. Two of them. That makes no sense. Let's push the button anyway. Let's push the button. We'll see if we can get one to load. I could do one loading, actually. We've only had one so far. We've had loads of YesOdd, and even that had an error on the screen, didn't it, as well? We thought that one's going to load, but it did. Tells you a lot, though, because it's not actually loading. Those screens don't really have any bearing necessarily on the load of the game. It's only the beginning of the game and the data at the end. So once you've had your screen loading on, it doesn't really do anything unless they've done some kind of thing clever with the loader. It doesn't seem to make a great deal of difference. What else has happened this week? I noticed that Evercade, or people on Evercade's official forum were asking about Clive Townsend's sort of the chap who created Saboteur 2 and a number of other games, including some of the new ZX Spectrum Next, which I asked the other week, by the way. I was actually asking about this thing. I was asking when it was going to arrive, because it's been like, has it been 2 years? It's been serious production issues there, but it's now arriving. I saw a batch of 1,000 on the web the other day. I'm still not convinced by it, though. I I think when I first saw them, I was quite excited about them. But I think that I think the novelty wears off the longer you wait for something like this. And I think now they've taken so long to wait for. Is it a niche club at this point? It possibly is, you know. Possibly is. What do you think? What do you think about the ZX Spectrum Next? I think they look beautiful. I like the idea of loading Spectrum games on them, upping down the clock speeds and whatever else is. But I'm not overly convinced because I think... Oh, what's the name of this? There's a new 8-bit computer out at the moment. I can't remember what it's called. Is it Alcon or something like that? Alcon? I'm going to Google it now. And it is a genuine new 8-bit computer. I'm sure it's called Al something or other. It's not the one I've just found, which is utterly rubbish. Oh, what's it called? New 8-bit computers. Oh, I'm not going to find it now, am I? So anyway, I saw this one the other day, a new 8-bit computer. And now I've forgotten completely what it's called. But a new 8-bit computer was actually a genuine 8-bit computer. So there's the processor. It's like a Z80 processor. It was a Z80, wasn't it, as well? It was a Z80. Z80. Is that the one? Oh, there's one here, for instance, that's similar. The Zeal 8-bit computer. It's like that. I don't know if it is actually that. It's no microcontroller and there's no emulator. So, unlike the Next, which is basically a programmable, what are they called? I can't really give. They've got a specific name. The processor is programmable. In this case, it's like a Z80 processor. So you're not you know it just works off the shelf. That's what it is. It's been built. It's the logic board sorted. We've got all the prototypes working. Blah 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 blah. So this is how it works. This is what it is. This is what it is as a computer. So a bit like that. It's actually genuinely is a Spectrum computer, or genuinely is a kind of computer that works. So it is. That's why I'm concerned. The Next makes me concerned because it isn't a processor that they've bought off the shelf and stuck in it. I think it's probably why it took so much longer, to be honest with you, to get created. It's not like I guess a Motorola 6800. You know, 6800. 68000, you know, like the Amiga or something like that. It's actually a one that's programmable. I don't know. It feels like cheating because it feels like you could turn it into something bigger. So if you got one, you could probably turn it to an Amiga or turn it into something slightly larger. Yes, I know it's emulating the exact control set, but it's not a specky as such. Maybe they could have gone with the higher end Z80 processor because I know there are higher models now and just gone with that. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. How do you guys feel about it? Is it something you kind of like, or is it not something you like? Up, down, left, right. There we go. I don't know. I just wondered. 128k sounds. Well, we don't have 128k, so let's do one for keyboard, level hard. Easy or hard. Let's do that. Messages on. One for keyboard. Fire to start. Select level 1. Right, mission 1. You are on the ground floor. So I'm that little marine there. Found a key. Oh. Yeah, so I have to kill them to get in here. It's a bit like Gauntlet, but not Gauntlet. I really do need a copy of this now, by the way. I just feel the need that I need a copy. That's cool, actually. I like that. So it's Gauntlet, but with like a marine front on it. So I'm the marine there shooting my gun down the. Need more keys. Oh, avoid him. Can I get in there? Nope, but I do need to get in there because there's loads of keys. You've shot explosives. That's not how you spell explosives, by the way. Definitely not. You are dead. Enter your name. Actually, quite good. That actually is well worth it. Select end level 1, level 2, level 3. What am I going to do? 2. Mission. Rescue the whatever else is. Oh, right, okay. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go to the left this time round. And I can't find... There's no keys. So I can't get in there because I've got no keys left. Do you always have to use a key to get out? Yes, you do, because that's the only way in. I love the way we kind of literally go through the main entrance to get to this. You just walk straight in. We just don't care. We're just the typical. We're just too manly for our own good. That's it. Up here. I wonder if I can shoot my way through this door here. Yes, you can. Blow me neck. You found a key. You found a key. Never knew that. Found a painting. I'm stealing all the Third Reich's paintings. Food. First aid. Yes. Found some cold food. Just what we need. So I'm going to go back this way because I saw that. Don't want to open that door. Don't want to open that door. There's a load of stuff in there, though. I want to go this way, though. Back to where I was, because that looked cool that way. Hey, brilliant. So I could have just done that. Oh, I can't believe it. And then I could have gone through these. I like this. I would like to try the 128k version now, though, with the music. I think the 128k version might be fun. Look at this. Got loads of them to kill. Boom. I've had loads of ammo. Thankfully, yes. Need lots of ammo. That's my ammo there. It's more ammo. We'll just leave those ones there because we might as well save it for later. That looks like a way out. Is that the way out? Oh, yeah. Looked like a way out, that one. Oh, I quite like it, actually. So this is a re-release. This was re-released as well. I don't remember the re-release. I probably got it, actually. Players re-released it. It's not a bad little game, this. I didn't shoot the explosives. Oh, yeah, maybe I did. They were at the end there. Oops. That's pretty good, that. Yeah, I like that one. That was worth playing. That was worth sort of a jolly side trek onto. Yeah, quite good. Right, let's have a little look and see what else we've got on here. It's not a bad tape, even though most of it hasn't loaded. We've had at least one. You know, Who Dares Wins, or Who Dares Wins into the Eagle's Nest. I'm like, oh god, I hope Who Dares Wins 2 on here would be awesome. I love a bit of Who Dares Wins 2. We could do the it's not Heartbreak Ridge, it's Hacksaw Ridge challenge. We can try and run through the level without using a single bullet. Molecule. Oh, Molecule Man. This is a Mastertronic game. 3D isometric one. The ones that I really I never really got into. I don't think that they were quite. They were beautiful. They were the generation that they were. People loved them. They got lots of games that were released for them that were very similar. Yeah, lots and lots of games that were very similar. But yeah, not overly. Yes. I would have preferred more arcadey games than these ones. I think that's what it was. There are some isometrics that I like. I do like Ant Attack. I've said this before. I think that Head Over Heels looks stunning. Batman isn't bad either. You know, it's a pretty good looking game. What else do I like? I don't like Alienate. It's all right. I don't like Alienate. I don't like Night Law. I love the cover. It looks brilliant. The gameplay looks amazing. I just don't make me play it. There are so many good games, but as I say, so many of them are sort of I guess yeah, you loved or hate them, didn't you? I just didn't. I wouldn't, if I'd gone out, I wouldn't actively been looking for three-dimensional games. I would have been looking for arcade action games, those casual ones that you can play with your friends, and just sort of load up and have a blast on. You know, like Bomb Jack, or even Hungry Horace. Ooh, 3D Death Chase. That was an awesome one. Yeah, those quick sort of blast games were really, really good. Really, really good. Oh, sorry, I forgot to finish the sort of the 11-hour journey. So 11 hours, got back home. Okay, next day, legs are gone. Just nature of the beast, isn't it? It's like I feel like somebody's pulled all the muscles on my legs because I've sat for like 12 hours or 11 hours solid. It's a long time to be sat and not doing anything. My legs are all a bit funny at the moment, so they're not happy. And of course, I'm a bit tired as a result as well. I hadn't realised how tired I actually was. It's just one of those. It just happens, doesn't it? You don't realise how much driving can actually tire you out, especially with the vast amounts of concentration, regardless of whether or not you're stuck for 6 hours sat on the motorway. It was funny though, because we got to the point where we could get off to get through Stafford. We got another 30 minutes wait, and of course we're desperate for a loo by now. Another 30 minutes wait to get through Stafford, and they came on the radio. You know, you can turn on those traffic interruptions. Now they don't interrupt DAB, but they do interrupt sort of FM stereos type thing. So we had that turned on, FM stereo, and it came through the thing saying that it's now clear and you may leave the motorway. So we went straight off, broke off from the long queue that we've been waiting in just to get off at Stafford, and went down the motorway and got to the other end of Stafford and got a pee where everybody else was trying to still go through Stafford. And there are some advantages to the old FM radio over and above that DAB stuff. They don't do it. They don't put the traffic signals in, as far as I can tell. Well, certainly my silly little car couldn't do it. Right, coffee. Anybody else been stuck for like that length of time? It's horrible, isn't it? Yeah, it's really horrible. You'd never quite get over it, I don't think. Well, don't quite get over it. You kind of have to rest it out, so eventually you'll rest it. So that's probably what I'm going to be doing this Sunday. So if you're watching this on Sunday, thank you for joining me. I will be probably spending most of this Sunday sleeping, or at least relaxing and trying to sort of wear myself, sort of feel better from my long journey. I've just found a Batman toy, by the way. A little Batman in like a assault gear. Right. Stop. Ooh, another one that's loaded. Amazing. Right. 4 to redefine the keys. Move up, down, left, right. B to buy a bomb. U to use a bomb. Space to pick up. I bought T and H. So B to buy a bomb, B to use a bomb, and do that. Robin Thompson. Play the game. Yeah, so there we are. That's just Molecule Man. It looks like a bit like Pac-Man, but without the big grin on his face. Yeah. So here we go. We're working our way through. There's donuts there. Go on, Mr. Molecule Man. Run! Run, Mr. Molecule Man. Run. And micro drives. Look, micro drives there. It's kind of cool. And on we go. I'm excited. Oh, I died. Ran out of pills. What pills was I popping? Radiation pills, I think it is, maybe. Ah, rad pills. Ah. not picking up anything useful here, am I? I've got 14 pills left now. Ah, there's some pills. Pick up. Buy. Use. I couldn't use the bombs. Molecule Man. Yeah. That's hard. That's pretty hard. It's pretty tough. Pretty tough. And not the most not the most exciting of games either. Yeah, Molecule Man. It's a shame we couldn't get Rocco to load. I think we have had Rocky and Rocco before, though, in the past. Certainly had Bounty Bob not that many million years ago. Right, somebody's recorded over data here of previous things. I love a tape that's had a bit of history to it. Somebody's had a little bit of a data on here previously, and now we're going to get some more. Designer Underpants. That's what it is. Designer Underpants. It was a well-known game for the Spectrum, in which you must build blocky underwear, and then you had to save it to tape and send it to various designers, Vivian Westwood, and they would create the underwear that you designed just as blockily. You have to be careful with your family jewels, because also the pixelation was a bit of a problem. I have no idea what this is. Oh, I know what it is. I've just realised what it is. I've just realised, step away from the computers. So I've realised what it is. Is it not the designer for Molecule Man? So you can design your own levels with Molecule Man. It blooming is. It is. Look, it's design your own levels with Molecule Man. Oh my god, who wants to do that? Load a map, save a map, change the graphics. Space, change graphics. Oh my god, cursor keys to move to what you want to change. And then... Oh my god! Space. You could change the... Oh my god. It's Molecule Man's designer. You can keep it. Not interested. No designing Molecule Man for me. I want more specky stuff. Let's get more specky stuff. Load specky stuff. Come on. Yeah, I know there's something else on the tape. It's overwritten it. We like that though. Something tasty is probably written at this tape. Can't really load when it's doing that though. There's something juicy on here. Something. This is the kind of Spectrum owner we love. The one that just kind of overwrites the tapes over and over again. That these are more important games right now. I do not want my original copy of Horace Goes Skiing. It may be overwritten with something new. And I'm not sure why Spectrum users sound like that, or this particular Spectrum user sounds like that. If that was you, I do apologise. But they rewrote it with some other stuff that was more important, more interesting. We've still got some tape left. If that's it, I'm going to be very disappointed. No, it's not. Saboteur! Oh my god! Right, okay, so this is the chap Clive Townsend I was discussing earlier. Clive's added me as a friend on Facebook. I think he's adds everybody as a friend on Facebook, I'll be honest. Anybody in the Spectrum community is kind of worth having. It's not loading though. It's not loading. Where's my original copy of Saboteur? I've got my original copy handy, so we'll keep it nice and keep it legal, sort of. Original copy of Saboteur. I've got it. It's handy because I really like this game. It's a really good game. So, Mr. Townsend has been doing some PC versions of it. You can find them on GOG nowadays, and in fact, you can find Saboteur on GOG. So, good old games, as it's called. I can't find them on Steam, so I wouldn't go bother looking there because that's not where they are. They're on GOG. And it probably gets more for his money, to be honest with you, because I know Steam take a chunk, don't they, of every revenue you make. So it's probably better putting them on GOG. More relevant. Would help if you rewound the tape, my friend. I will rewind the tape and let's try that again. So Saboteur, fantastic game, released by Durell, written by Clive Townsend. I noticed that the community was sort of chasing him, and the Everdrive community is chasing him. I actually wouldn't it be awesome if you could get that original cover, that Durell cover? And now I know Durell still exists, so you got to be careful here. But that original Saboteur thing where he's flying through with an Uzi in one hand, this is the ninja, flying, kicking to one guard in the other hand, explosions behind him, but as an Evercade style cartridge, oh, it'd be glorious. At least as a sort of secondary cover anyway, you can turn it round. That'd be glorious, wouldn't it? It'd be absolutely amazing. This is a game, by the way, that has appeared before on What's on the Tape. It's a stonking game. I mean, there's so much adventure involved in this. There's many ways to finish the missions. He says, looking for the instructions. Oh, the instructions are written in languages, letters that are so small for me that I can't read them anymore. Even with my trusty magnifying glass, I'm going to struggle. So, but yeah, this was a fantastic game. He was kind of saved the world with a floppy disk. Can you imagine that? Back in the day, you were going to save the entire world with a floppy disk. In fact, James Bond did that many a times. But yes, the Evercade community is very keen for Clive's stuff to appear there. So Clive added me as a friend the other day, and then I tagged him into the discussion on the Evercade thing, saying about I think Clive would be up for this. So and Clive was like, yeah, I was. I actually sent some details already over to the Evercade, so that's kind of cool. I would love to see it there, because of course he's done a Mega Drive version of Saboteur as well. Mega Drive version, amazing. Mega Drive version. That would back in the day. That would have been absolute. That would have blown up. It really would. That would have blown up. That would have been awesome. However, I'm still rubbish at this game, by the way. So it's one of those games where I ain't that good at it, I'm afraid. Ain't that impressive. I did like Saboteur 2 though. The second one, the sequel, was sublime, wasn't it? Sublime. I mean, the fact that you hang glide your way into it and then release and take your parachute down, and it's a female protagonist that time around as well, brilliantly done. She's a motorcycle on the front cover, isn't it? It's like an angel of death, maybe, sort of flying through the whole thing, sort of into flying into action with the whole thing. I love the way that the score in this, by the way, is money, and you make money by killing guards, murdering guards in cold blood and kicking other things. Yeah, it's brilliant. It really is. You can't beat a bit of Saboteur. This must be a second copy of Saboteur, by the way, because my first copy would definitely be rewound. The fact that this isn't rewound tells me it's probably my second copy of Saboteur. I don't know if I've actually ever done Saboteur on the channel. I really ought to. There's a modern day game though called Saboteur, also called Saboteur, by I think it's EA actually. I'm surprised it's EA. Where it's in World War II, and you're an Irish saboteur trying to sabotage the Nazis. And every time you clear somewhere, it's in Paris, you see. Every time you clear somewhere, the colour returns. So it's like black and white most of the time, apart from the blood. And then the colour returns is when they do it. What was that game on the Xbox 360? Don't think it went on anything else. Very much an exclusive. It should now be re-released on PC, by the way, because it was glorious. Beautiful game. A lot of movement and things like that with it. There's a lot of jumping and moving. The game was called Wet. I remember it now. Very much a Quentin Tarantino style look, feel, some gory, visceral sort of characteristics. Played the voice of I can't remember what her name was. The murderess in that was called can't remember, but anyway, it was the voice was Elijah Duska, if you remember her. She was Faith in Buffy. She was the brunette, so she was the true Slayer follow-on after Buffy had died, because there could only be one Slayer, if that I remember rightly. But the way the legend went anyway. She was the voice of that one. She was in True Calling as well. True Calling was quite good. So Dead talked to her and she did bits and pieces, and then she kind of disappeared. Basically, did a few movies and we haven't seen her since. She's been very, very quiet in my eyes. However, it was nice to see, what was it called? Claudia Christian, is it? I think it's that. She played Erin in Farscape, if you remember. And she was also the voice of the succubus in Diablo 3. She was in quite a few things actually, but then she was in Pitch Black as well. And she's back in the Ahsoka series as one of the witches. One of my favourite people to stuff, that sci-fi people. And do you think they do sci-fi on purpose, or just get sucked into it? Do you think once you do it, you get sucked into it? Here we go. Matt Lafat. Classic game. Artfully define the keys. Fire. Up. Down. Left. Right. Okay. K for keyboard. S to start the mission. Skill level 1, because I'm rubbish. Will be extremely easy. That's what I need. Extremely easy. So there's my little ninja. He comes in on a dinghy. We swim along here and we climb up. Look at the size of that sprite. That is a beast of a sprite. Look at that flying kick. Oh, just hangs in the air like a proper ninja should. Just like floating on his powers. We can throw things as well and stab stuff. So there's a dog here. We don't want to be too close to the dog. Range is the bottom of the screen. We can go through here. We can swap for a brick. I don't want to need a brick. I need to go in here. I need to go up there. I need to avoid this one. Can I remember the instructions? Because you've got to set off a bomb and blow the place up and all kinds of stuff. It's brilliant. There, he's down. I've killed him. I think I need to climb down this one. Yes, I do. Is it this one? Takes me to an underground. No, it's not this one. I always just call them peanuts. They're actually rocks. Look, you see the rocks. There we go. Get them. We'll go back up that floor. They used to map this one. This is a mapping job, this one. Down we go. Up this one. Go this way. There was a knife there. It's not that one I want to go down, though. It's this one I want to go down. The size of that sprite is chunky and good looking. Great game. It says water sewerage there. I knew that was the sewerage one. I actually memorised this as a kid, you know. So I memorised quite a lot of it. So I can remember most of it. So there's like a Subway, and there's like Subway 2 as well. In Subway 1 and Subway 2, there's like a disc you have to nick. See if I can remember where I nicked the disc from. Boom! Take that. $200. It's $100 a man. Not making a lot of money this way, though, am I? I'm not getting rich this time. So we're in the first compound. There's like a nuclear missile somewhere here. Let's grab a knife. Where are we going? Up this way. He's down. Oh, I can't remember where the other compound is. There's 2 compounds there. Got to open a door or something like that. There's a little timer in the bottom corner. You get like 61 minutes to do it all. And once you've done it, you can. Oh, nothing in there. Of course there isn't. You can break out in a helicopter and fly to safety, which we're about to try and do because I'm rubbish at this. And climb up there. More piping. And then let's climb up here. Oh, he's kicking me. Going up. Going up. And the helicopter's on the roof. We can escape with our $200 because as a awesome ninja, $200 is, as you know, is the perfect amount of money for a ninja. I'm almost dead. Must stay out of the way. Health goes up at the bottom of the screen if you stand still for a bit. So it is worth standing still. Oh, no, no. Go up. I'm dead. I failed. Ah. Well, if I hadn't failed, I would have got to the roof and then a helicopter and got away. Usually takes 20 minutes. Right, okay, let's try. Let's see what else is on this tape. That's brilliant. Oh, brilliant tape. Right, let's see what else is on it. Jirel. And a bit of Saboteur too. Saboteur. Everybody had Saboteur too, didn't they? Got re-released, wasn't it? The Encore range. Re-released a whole bunch of these ones. And we're fast forwarding. A little bit of fast forwarding. Oh, fast forwarding. Come on, let's find out what's past this. The end of Saboteur. There must be some other stuff. I can smell some other goodies. I can taste some goodness. It's nice though. We've got a few that have loaded now. I know some came from other tapes, but we have had a few that's loaded. Come on. It's a bit of a misnomer, this one, because you've got some of the loading on some of it. It's going nicely, though. It's 45 minutes to load there, minimum, isn't there? Right, okay. Hopefully a space. There's a gap. Brace yourselves. We used to fill these things to the brim as a kid. You know, that was it. Everything went on them, didn't it? I always felt very excited that my friend had a Dixon's own brand Ghetto Blaster. Do you remember the Ghetto Blaster? So that you could put it on your shoulder with two 5-watt speakers and double tape deck. Oh, what a machine! What a machine that was! Beautiful thing. Thing of beauty. Oh no! We have sounds it doesn't like. Oh, rewind. We'll try it in the other tape deck. We'll try it around. Can't load it if it doesn't work. Okay, go for it. We're more than halfway through the tape, so that's a good sign. Ooh. Oh, yes. Saboteur 2. Oh, my God. We're going the whole Clive Townsend range. Well, mate, that's actually going for it there. Wow. The Avenging Angel, I think it was his name, wasn't it? Was that the tagline? I feel like it was. This one's so much more advanced. The first one was brilliant, but this one... Oh, my God. Oh, my God, it's so good. It's so much bigger and so much... and the movement of the characters is so much more advanced. I remember getting a Sinclair magazine on it. I'm sure it's only a year later as well. Look at her outfit. She's got like a heart and a little angel, a little halo with a knife on her leg. And a mask in her hand, but yeah, I remember. Oh, look at that! That's almost a picture of the tower that you come in on as well. Look, pretty sure that's it. Funnily enough, the complex you're actually getting into. So I remember getting I can't remember which magazine it was, and there was a map, and I had Saboteur 2. And I studied that map like you would not believe. I was at my granny's house, so I didn't have my Spectrum, and I was there. We were on our holidays for 2 weeks, and I'd bought this. We'd been into Kettering, and I'd gone to WH Smith's, and I bought the magazine, and I studied that for like 7 whole days before I got home, so that when I could get home, I could work my way around the entire level. It was just unbelievable. It was just an amazing sort of fantastic sort of time. To be a Spectrum owner, especially with games of this size and complexity in the available to us as a Spectrum users. Did this hit anything else? Was this just Spectrum exclusive? Was this just the specky side of it, or did it go on the Commodores and the Amstrads of the world? I don't remember seeing it on the Amstrads. I can imagine the Commodore side of the world, you'd be missing out if you didn't go with that. However, I think in the UK alone, though, because Mr. Townsend here as a UK resident, I suspect, or a UK developer, I suspect the Spectrum was probably the home for it because, of course, Spectrum sold loads in the UK, whereas the Commodore 64 did sell an awful lot less in the volume-wise in the UK. Worldwide, it absolutely crushed the Spectrum because Spectrum didn't sell in the States. It was about 12.5 million in total. Sorry, people who are Spectrum fans. They did beat us globally, but I suspect on the clone front, we did really well in Eastern Europe. And probably very high in Eastern Europe. I don't think there was many Commodore 64 clones in there. In fact, I don't think I've ever heard of a clone of a Commodore 64, but I've heard of hundreds, if not thousands, of clones of Spectrums. They're very well loved in the Eastern bloc of the world. So yeah, it was a delicious machine. It was delicious. We all loved it. We loved our Spectrums. I still love my Spectrum. It's my favourite. It's my favourite PC, favourite personal computer. Yes, it's a PC. It's my favourite personal computer. I like the fact that they still make them because, of course, you've got the ZX Uno. You've got the Omni. What's it called? The ZE Specky 128. There's things like that. They're still making them. You can bulk of the things you can make. There's only a few chips I think that are no longer in production that can't be emulated in some other way. You can literally build a brand new machine without using, without taking an old Spectrum apart and ripping out some of its guts, which is a great thing, a really good thing. It's a shame that it's still got composite though on some of them, and that they haven't got the HDMI working. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? HDMI and a Spectrum. Just replace my PC at work with it. Maybe a laptop version. Well, I know there is a laptop version, isn't there? There's an Omni version with a screen. I think it still requires power, though, unfortunately. Bit of a shame. I'm surprised this game hasn't turned up before, Oh! Don't look. If it's not embossed with a blue cassette, it isn't. I'm sorry. My other one was, though. Alright. The graphics on this are brilliant. Right, R to redefine keys. Up, down, left, right, fire. Okay, that's to start the game. Mission name: Rin. Strength of mind and body. Kill enemy guards. Escape the building via tunnels. Smash through the fence on your motorbike. Good luck. Your mission will begin. So you've got to escape the building via the tunnels. So this is us flying in. She's flying in. And then you have to kind of launch at a certain point. I can't remember how many screens you have to go on before you launch. Let's go now. Feeling injury. Pull the blooming cord. Oh, God. I've got boobies. Look at him. He's like a spaceman. Don't kill me right now. I'm not ready to be killed just yet. No! Oh, God. That was close. Ooh, ninja. Let's stand there for a second and get my energy back. Awesome, isn't it? But you can see her long hair flowing out the back there as well. Back in the day, female protagonist. High kick. Karate. Chop. 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 Right, okay, I've got my keys, I think. Oh, get the lead pipe. I'll take that. Oh, and a knife. We'll take the sai instead. That's what it is. Isn't it called sais? Look at that for a flip through the sky. Right, okay, continue on. Just got to escape. I'm going to drop down this pit. Ninja. Oh, he needs more than 1-2 kicks. Got him. Took a few kicks, that one. Climb down the ladder. Stand here for a bit and let energy go up again. Oh, can't while we're moving. Right, okay. Desks are huge. Look at the size of the desks. Who sits at these desks? Those humongous men. Those humongous killers. That's really good. Has he come on my way? I've asked it. Oh, no! Got him. Got him. There's a box above us, though. This is what we want. The box in here. We'll go up here. We've got to escape through the tunnels. Question. Held. Question. I hold the question. Could be a grenade for all I know. Let's whack somebody with a question mark. Look at that. Clever use of foreground so you don't get colour clash. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Extra points for that. Clever stuff. Brilliant game. Keep going down because we've got to escape through the tunnels on the bottom. Much bigger complex, this one. Karate. He's just leaving me alone. Why is he just ignoring me? Such a strange man. He's still there, but he's ignoring me. To some extent. You think he'd be communicating with his friends to say, the ninja here. The saboteur. Oh, can I turn on the telly? Lift is down. Oh, okay. Oh, that's right, they have panthers. I forgot that. Look at that, he's got a panther. Jump. Stay out of the way of the panther. The mission failed, got hit by a panther. Awesome! So much fun. Enter my name. Oh, can't spell. Yes! That was so cool. It's been years since I played that one. I'm actually amazed that has never popped up on What's on Tape before. It really hasn't. Saboteur has, but Saboteur 2? No, never. Not a thing. That's never popped up on What's on the Tape before. That's amazing. It hasn't. Fantastic game. Do you know what I need this afternoon? I'm like an old man. I need a nap. I need a nap. What I'm gonna do is after I'm done recording this, I'm gonna put it to render. Sort out a couple of videos that I posted up one on the 20p arcade challenge. Nobody watches that, but it's fun. It's a something for those people looking for content over the for their channels. A little bit of content. Saber Wolf. This is before it became Night Law, and I much prefer Saber Wolf over Night Law. This is just a puzzle adventure. But yeah, I mean, before anybody sort of wanted content, at least the 20p arcade challenge was there. It's quite good fun anyway. It gives you an opportunity to play with like-minded individuals on games, older games, newer games. I think the newest game we probably played was about 2005. I think that was Escaluda, which is a shoot 'em up by Cave. It's probably one of the newest games we played. I don't think we've played anything newer than that. I'll be honest. I think we've been quite good about playing things from the 70s through to the early 2000s, which is about right. It's about 20 years, nowadays. I mean, Escaluda was only 18 years old. Fair enough, but on the scale of things, we've been playing a decent range of games. There are tens of thousands of games, and they all deserve to be played still. I know that's impossible to do. We can't all play the games. There are games that sit on digital download sites that basically never get played or bought. I'm sure there are. I'm sure the games just never pop up on people's sort of, this is pretty good, have a go at it. I mean, it's a nightmare. It is. I feel for people whose games never been played, but when it comes to sort of the older games that only made their appearance in the arcade, they really do need a bit of love. We played about, very shortly, we'll have played about 300 games. And I know that seems not very many, but in the amount of time we're talking about that's over a course of around about. Because now I'm going to have to get the math out. Hang on a minute. Let's do the math. As I say, let's do the math. I've done the math. Let's do the math. Yeah, let's do it. That's nearly 6 years of playing. It's about five and a bit years that we've been playing the 20p arcade challenge. 5 and a bit years. We've nearly 6 years, should I say. Nearly 6 years of playing the 20p arcade challenge. We've only done about 300 things, which tells you an awful lot about it. There are a lot of games out there. I remember when we first started 20p arcade challenge, chaps was saying, "Oh my God, we'll play them all. We'll play them all." You'll not play them all. Honestly, you'll not play them all. I mean, the math on it is unreal. I mean, and he provided a list of about 5,000 games that were installed on his sort of, these arcade boxes you got. And was like, well, we'll play them all. We'll end up playing every one of these. So what are we going to play after that? And I said, there's thousands yet. But to be fair, to play all 5,000 of his games would be 96 years. And the way that we play them, because we basically everybody gets a chance to play it over an entire week. You can't just do it there and then, because not everybody has time for it. So you have to be fair to people. Give them a bit of time, play those arcade challenges, and then have a little look. 5,000 games is 96 years. I'm going to be so old then. I'm not going to be able to play them. I think my nurse will have to play them or something like that. They probably don't play it that way nowadays. It's probably a virtual headset or something like that. Maybe, I don't know, whatever. But you get my point. It's like a lot of games to play over such a length of time. So many games, absolutely thousands and thousands. And there's not just 8,000 arcade games out there. Oh hell no, there are tens of thousands of them. I mean, I try very hard to play most games that I actually own. It's one of those things that I feel is kind of important. Hang on a second, I've got to just take off my jumper because I'm a bit warm. Hang on. I'm still in my jumper. I'm coming out. I'm escaping. Escaped. Hello. I'm got out now. Much better with a t-shirt on. I'm really warm all of a sudden in the house. Anyway. So, yeah. I mean, it's going to take... Oh, my God. How long? It's going to take me a million years to play all the Spectrum games. By the time... When I retire, I'm going to die loading the Spectrum tape. That's what's going to happen. And what a good way to go. I'll probably die on the... sort of, I don't know how many episodes of What's on the Tape I do a year, but it's a funny number, isn't it? Because I do like 10 over 52 weeks, But put it this way, I suspect it'll be What's on the Tape that'll kill me, not anything else. I think. Oh, I don't know what's going on, but I think we've lost whatever else on Underworld there. Hang on, let's see if we can jerry-rig this. So, Underworld. Not Underworld, sorry, Saberwolf. Let's see if I can get... Because that seems to that seemed to have died there. It seemed like somebody partially loaded it. Let's see if we can get the end of... See if we can get the end of Saberwolf here. Let's see if we can get it. Saberwolf. Right. I've got it. Done. Play. Pause. Rewind. I'm not sure this is going to work, but we'll try it. No, it doesn't seem to be doing anything, does it? Doesn't seem to do anything, that. Okay, it's fine. 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 Stop. Rewind. Pause. Right. Okay, let's try it again. Let's try Saberwolf again, because it's a short load anyway, so we'll get that one. Go for it. And then we'll see if there's anything left on this tape. It's looking very, very, very Spartan now. It's very much the end of the tape, I think. There we go. Saberwolf Ultimate, play the game, part of the Rare group. Underworld even got a re-release recently on the Rare collection. I say recently, probably about 6 or 7 years ago on the Xbox One when it was. Oh, you know what we haven't talked about? Elephant Room, massive. Microsoft and its acquisition tour at the moment. Buying Activision Blizzard. Just means I've got another excuse not to buy Activision, by the way, but buying Activision Blizzard and then putting a little thing in saying that it'll still provide COD until 2038 to other consoles. I don't know what to say, really. That's not loading, by the way. That's what I can also say there. That's not loading at all. Why aren't you loading? Why weren't you loading that? Let's try that again. Let's try it again. 2038. There's got to be a limit to this. I mean, the thing is, though, Activision shareholders at the end of the day, Activision Blizzard shareholders at the end of the day. I'm going to load this game instead because I've never heard of it. So let's do this one. It might load quicker as well. It also starts Saber, so there we go. It's also called Saber from Dream Software Limited, 1984. Anyway, it's not for the gamers that sale. That's purely Microsoft wanted to own COD, wanted to own Call of Duty. I wasn't going to buy the games anyway. I'll even buy them even less so now. It's a worrying scenario, realistically, because they're all going to... I mean, I know that Sony's been on the acquisition tour. They've been buying things like Bungie and things like that. But... oh, I know what this will be. This will be light cycles. That's kind of cool. I'm happy with that. Anyway, so... I don't know. I don't know how you feel about it. To be fair, I haven't bought a Call of Duty for a long time. But they've also now got Diablo, which was one of my faves. I used to like Diablo. I'm number 4. I didn't get to because apparently it was pants, and a lot of people say it's pants. So pay to win. They snuck it in as usual. 1, 2, and 3. Quite like those. Brilliant games. They just didn't need. They didn't need the money. They really didn't. Activision Blizzard did not need the money. They've now got World of Warcraft, of course, which means that they own the rights to everything that's related to that. I don't know, it's dreadful from my point of view. That's just monopolies, and anybody who doesn't see that as a monopoly, that 2038 is just an arbitrary date. They've now owned it. They can basically say to Activision, I tell you what, make Call of Duty work beautifully on PCs, make it work beautifully on the Xbox Extreme X-rated X-ray machine, the Extreme machine. Make that work beautifully on that and work like pants on Sony's devices, which is really unfair on the poor Sony people who wouldn't want to play it. I don't know. AAA, isn't it? It's AAA. Welcome to the monetization. That's what it's about, making as much money as humanly possible, continuing the reign of it all. Shareholders always want more money. Shareholders in most cases will probably not be gamers, people who won't care whether their game is any good or not. They just want more money, which is a shame, because we as gamers, we all we get games because we love them, don't we? We love to play them. Anyway, players 1. Saber controls ZX PL. Right, speed of enemy 1. Numbers of levels. Level number 3. Enter. Oh shit. Hang on, I'm meant to move. I can't move. You saw the controls, didn't you? PL and whatever else is. What the heck is going on? None of the keys work, by the way. Match over. That was great. Did you enjoy that? I enjoyed that mightily. Let's get on with the next one. I'm hating the things flying across the bottom of the screen, and I'm hating everything about that. That was crap. They couldn't even move. Pressed all the keys and nothing worked. There's your controls. Player 1. Nothing. Not a dicky bird. Right, okay. Let's see what else is on the tape if we can get to the end of it. See if there's anything else. I don't think there will be. I don't think there will be. Another comment Louis Theroux made. He was talking about media in the future. You know, what media is. And all, you know, and everybody was saying shorts of the future. You know, everybody just short thing to do, whatever else is. But there was I bet this Combat Links, by the way, because the Dural games thus far. Great game, Combat Links. Very, very complex for what it is, where you find a Lynx helicopter. Don't think you see Lynx helicopters anymore, but this is back in the 80s, of course. But yeah, one of the things he did say about media was the one thing that he thinks has a growth market, that from his point of view, maybe just his point of view only, is actually podcasts. He thinks that some of the most successful things out there are lengthy podcasts. So maybe talking to the microphone is a good thing, realistically. So I thought that was kind of interesting, because I know some people have said to me they don't really watch what I'm doing, they're just listening to me talking, which is persistent and constant. I should open house up and have people come and talk with me on these things while we load what's on the tape. You know, I should do that possibly. That's what I should do. Can you imagine doing that? I don't know how that would work. I don't know how I'd get that to work. Unfortunately, I live in the middle of nowhere in comparison to everybody else. Not close for anybody, unfortunately. Might be cool, though. Combat Links, though. Mike Richardson. I believe he was responsible for Harrier Attack as well, actually. But Combat Links is very complex, beautiful, huge clamshell for this one. Huge, like 3 times the size of the usual clamshells. It is a stonking looking game if you can actually manage to take off, because there's about 4,000 controls from my memory, and I mean, I'd say it's 4,000, it's more than keys on the keyboard, but quite a lot of controls, should I say, for Combat Links. Quite an impressive a piece of software as well. Quite nice to see. I think that's 2 Compact Links. One, you know, or is that shadows of the thing crossing over? I don't know. It's a great picture of the Lynx, though, isn't it? Nowadays, it's all Apache helicopters, isn't it? I remember when they first did brought those Apache helicopters. I actually bought one of their military magazines you used to be able to get back in the day. So we used to buy these things, didn't we? And I read up all about the Apache helicopter. I was so impressed that required a little bit of being able to move one eye independently of the other to use the target with the machine gun. I think that's kind of cool. Apart from being a militaristic thing, you know, a kind of cool thing. And I remember looking at it with its metal sort of casings. But see, of course, by then we'd all seen Blue Thunder, so you know that the sort of the program that went with that. And Blue Thunder was brilliant. Blue Thunder was great because at the beginning of the movie, it says that all the surveillance technology featured in this movie already exists, which is infrared and all the other stuff that goes with it. Kind of cool. You got to think how cool that is. It's really cool, actually. Amazing. Look at that. Combat Links. Very cool. What was the name of the guy in it? Was it Roy Schneider? The guy was in Jaws, wasn't it? It was the played the combat pilot. I know they did a TV series, but I can't remember much about the TV series. I do remember the other things, but of course that was another helicopter made up to look like it. It was some French helicopter made up to look like this expensive and powerful helicopter thing. I've watched it again. It's a pretty good movie. It's a pretty good sort of chilling tale of government surveillance in a modern age. Yeah, pretty cool. Very nice to watch. very much hoping this loads before the doesn't load without the missing tape. I'm quite pleased we've actually had some things load at the end of the day. We're getting to that point where we were close to not actually having anything. I was thinking we weren't going to get them get those kind of things. To be fair, I don't think I ever saw combat links in life. I always saw the sort of the Lynx helicopter. I don't think I ever saw the Lynx helicopter in real life. I've seen some helicopters now. I've seen a few more from when I worked, to be honest. And them landing in the field as camera crews and things. Look at that. Remember, there's missiles now. Boom. Boom. Brilliant. Blows up the tank. I love that. My favourite bit about that. Right, okay. Blue tape, cassette, sold, £100 fine. There we go. Yeah, there we go. £100 fine. Okay. K for keyboard. Ah, right. Up, down, left, right. Faster. 0, slower, 1. West, east, north, south. T to enable, space to fire. Left arm, right arm. Left, right, sight on. C, sight up. Down. Left, right. Passage. Oh my god, how many keys? Right, okay, there was a lot of keys. Did you see how many keys are involved in that? Oh, have you not loaded? Oh, you have? Right. I remember this. Look at this. Look at it rotating. Right. Faster. And you fly across. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Look at that rotation going on there. Look at that. I can't even remember what you meant doing it, but what you've got to look at here is the quality of this. This is three-dimensional in the Spectrum. That's a 3D view at the top there. That's the sight on the ground. Missile alert. Turn sight off. Try to fire something here for you, but I can't work it out. Anybody remember combat links? Good, innit? Well, it was, but we, as I say, if you got to remember what you're doing in it, that's so clever. Crashed into the top of there. Honestly, I remember playing this a lot as a kid, and I was like amazed by the number of buttons. But I don't even remember how to play it now. There's obviously somewhere you've got to go and navigate to. There's M for messages, I think. North, west, east, south. I don't understand that, but anyway, yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Very, very, very cool for what it was. I don't think there's anything left on this tape, but we'll give it a try and we'll see if there's anything left. See if we squeeze the last juice out of it. I think there's no juice left, though. I think the juice is gone. Sounds like silence now. The sound of silence. Yeah, it's very silent indeed. I think we've squeezed the last of the juice out of this tape. Dixon's has got no juice left in it. I'm a bit sad that it's not red, though. I don't remember Dixon's having blue and black branding. And I thought it would have been a red tape for it. I'm trying to remember how they used to advertise things back in the day. Do you remember how they used to advertise things? Would it be like get sort of the jingle for Dixon's or something similar, and then it'd be like the latest video cassette players. just $2.99 with a free blank tape. Yeah, I think that's what they used to do, didn't they? That kind of stuff. And then you get another one. And just for Mom, they have a blender. I just did that very American. No, we are very much at the end of the tape. End of this side of the tape. We'll be back next week for the other side. And as we all know, the second side of these tapes are always so successful. They always go so well. We never have any issues whatsoever. Next week, everything will load. We all be done in exactly 1 hour and 30 minutes. And it'll be perfect. There'll be no missed loading, no nothing. As we know, the second sides are perfect. It never happens. Anyway, I've been your host, Real Team, and thank you for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye now.